Hey guys, it's Bianca and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to be testing out their new Essence range called Salute Paris. I believe they have 3 other types of eyeshadows, all different crazy names that belong to locations in the world. But I'm hoping you guys can see a better quality in my videos. I have just bought a new camera and I received it like yesterday. So I'm pretty stoked. I'm still like trying to figure out the settings and all that kind of things. So I want to like figure out a way how to blur the backgrounds that only I'm in focus, that kind of thing. But anyway, so I'm going to be testing out this palette today. So this is what the packaging looks like. Very nice for Essence. Usually Essence just has it in a plastic, but this looks like a firm kind of cardboard and you have all the ingredients on the back. I won't lie, the thing that definitely drew me to this palette was definitely the packaging. I was like, this looks very luxe. And then you open it and you have a large mirror, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 shades. I feel like they could have put in a 10th, but whatever. I really love this color scheme, and I thought I hadn't tested Essence eyeshadows in a while, so I thought today would be a good day. So this bad boy costed 139 Rand, which is kind of pricey for drugstore. I feel like their palettes that have like 9 shades don't even cost that much, but I think it's because you're paying a little bit more packaging, you have a mirror. Let's hope the formula is also better, because I hate Essence formula for eyeshadows. But anyway, okay, so none of these have names, but the only thing that I will say is that these 2 shades are like freakishly similar. Like when you swatch them, they look exactly the same. So I'm just going to pick one and I'm going to use that to set my my eye base, just so that I have a canvas to work off of. So I'm just going to apply this all over the lid using a Wet n Wild brush. So I got this from the Discam in Galleria Mall in Toti. The Clicks by me doesn't really have, they're not really up to date with their stock, and they never get anything new because it's quite a small Clicks, but I'm pretty sure the bigger Clickses will have them. Yeah, as I said, I paid 139 Rand for this, so I'm pretty stoked and I'm really hoping that it works. Okay, so the first shade that I'm going to dip into is this mauvey one over here, and I'm just going to be putting that in my crease, and I'm praying and hoping that this blends well. Okay, so we're getting a tiny bit of pigment there. Nothing too amazing, but I feel like it's definitely there. I don't mind blending or building up matte shades to get your desired black pigmentation, but that's looking pretty nice so far. It's blending out really nice as well. Okay, so that's how it's looking. I actually really dig that color. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the other eye. It is very powdery, like most Essence eyeshadows, but that's okay. I really like this color. I'd be interested to see like the other palettes and how they perform, but if I literally get all 4 of them, that's like over 500 Rand. So I thought I'd just get one, and then if I really like them, maybe I'll get like a different color scheme that I don't have already. Okay, so I'm really liking how that color is looking. I think that it really is such a stunning color. Then I'm going to be dipping into this one. This is more of a berry toned, but still within the purple vibes of the palette, and I think this color scheme is so fitting to like the location, because every time I think of Paris I always think of these stunning feminine colors. This one's really pretty as well. It's like a rosy kind of color. They kind of do look the same though, but the undertone is slightly different. I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but I'm just really happy with how they're blending, to be honest with you. I haven't tried out Essence eyeshadows in years, so I'm hoping that their formula's up to scratch. Okay, I think that's looking really nice. I really feel like I could have built up that color just a tiny bit more. But I don't think it can get any darker than this, unfortunately. Then the next color I'm going to be going into is this cool tone brown over here. And I really am so glad that this has a mirror. Okay, I don't think that this color is going to make much of a difference. Not really. This color doesn't really show on top of these other colors. I'm pretty sure maybe if you used it as the transition, maybe it would have worked, but this it's not really showing up on this, unfortunately. Overall, I think they're blending out pretty good. Okay, then for the shimmer shade, I'm not actually quite entirely sure what shimmer shade I want to use. I think I'm going to go ahead and use this light pink one just to put on my brow bone and inner corner. When I swatched them, the shimmers looked stunning, but the mattes just looked a tiny bit dry. But they actually blended out pretty okay. I'm pretty impressed with how it's looking actually. So I'm just popping this light pink on the inner corner of my eye, and then my brow bone as well. And this is with setting spray, so okay. Then for the lid color, I'm thinking this one I think might be too dark. So let's go in with this one. Another one that was similar with the mauvey undertones only had like two mattes and the rest were all shimmer. So I wanted to pick out a palette that I can have an equal amount of matte to shimmer. Even though this palette does have a bit more mattes, I still have a little bit of shimmers to work with. Okay, so the shimmers feel quite dry in comparison to my other ones that I usually play around with. It's still a stunning color nonetheless. And also bearing in mind I did put a little bit of setting spray on it, just to help boost the pigment. I will say that it does look really similar to the color that we put on the inner corner and brow bone. I just feel like it has that same kind of undertone. So it's looking just a bit similar. So it's very light. I think I'm going to take some of that deep purple shade and put that on the outer corner. Just to get a bit of a gradient going on. So I feel like I could have put this all over the lid, but the swatch is quite dark, but I suppose it's because it's like a bunch of pigment at once. It's a lovely color though. You do get a little bit of fallout with the shimmer shades though, so just watch out if you have my foundation on first like me. Just pop some more setting spray. They are very powdery though, like you can kind of see the texture that they are. I'm just going to take that same brush and take that berry toned and just blend the two together. Just wiping away a little bit of fallout that I had. I I think the eyeshadows are pretty. They just look very, very powdery, which some of the other eyeshadows that I do own from Essence kind of are very powdery in texture. Not necessarily a creamy formula like my Urban Decay ones are very, very creamy, and so are my my Anastasia Beverly Hills. Not obviously comparing the two different brands, but yeah, I think it looks okay for the price. It's very, very decent. It's like a very chunky powder, which I mean is okay if you like the chunky. I'm just going to go ahead and pop on a more purple toned matte lipstick. My boyfriend got me this for our 6th anniversary. This is Cream in Your Coffee, and it's a stunning kind of color. Then for the lower lash line, I'm going to take that berry toned as well, and just going to pop that on my lower lash line. I do feel like, because it's such a powdery formula, I feel like it has no staying power. Like, I feel like if you just like wiped it off with your finger, it would just come off. But anyway, this is just the finished look. I just did a simple one. Whenever I do eyeshadows, I like to do simple looks first, just to get the gist of what I'm getting into, because I feel like if I do extravagant looks with wings and lashes and everything, I feel like if you fuck it up, it's like there's no going back. So now that I know that these eyeshadows are kind of nice, I know that I can experiment with them like a bit more and add some more drama. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Just a reminder that this is from Discam or Clicks. I paid 139 Rand. Now I want to speak about if I think that if this is worth 139 Rand. I think that if you cannot afford eyeshadow palettes that are high-end, or if you feel like you don't wear makeup that often to be buying extremely expensive brands, I think that this is an awesome way to experiment without spending a lot of money. And I say that because when I first started out, I couldn't afford all these things that I can afford now. So if I was myself back then, I would definitely buy this. I don't know if I would go ahead and buy the other colors. I just feel like it's super risky because you don't know, because some colors press differently with regards to formula, so I don't think I want to risk that. But I think that this one is a really, really nice one if you like really, really nice movie tones. Sorry, my camera cut off, so I'm just going to repeat what I said in the last 2 seconds. So I feel like this is a great buy if you're still wanting to play around with color and not spend so much. I do feel like, because these two are literally the same color, I feel like you're really only getting like 8 or 7 colors. This one doesn't really show up, like, it is very, very sheer, so it doesn't show up extremely dark on the eye unless you're putting this one first. Because I don't know, I just feel like to complete a palette you need a bit of like a deeper shade. But that being said, these two colors really are stunning. Although they are very similar, I feel like you can get away with having those different shades. I mean, that being said, they aren't super pigmented, but I feel like you can build it. I'm a very pigmented kind of girl. Like, I love all my colors to pop. So if you are afraid of super pigmented shadows, or you feel like you'll go in with too much of a hand, maybe this will be a good palette for you. Also, if you are struggling with finding cheap alternatives to the most expensive brands, I feel like you can play around with Essence like these. Well, this palette in particular, I mean, I think it's really nice. I think it's definitely something I will reach more for, because I don't actually have these kind of colors in my day-to-day like makeup kit for myself. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and if you have any other suggestions from other brands that you'd like me to test out, please don't hesitate to comment down below. I'll be more than welcome to accommodate you. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.